Welcome to Sports Scotland's Coach Connect, Coordination and Control, exploring in a sporting context video. The purpose of the video is to help you as coaches understand the key learnings around coordination and control and how to implement them into your coaching practice. The workshop on this topic is interactive and solution-focused and gives coaches the opportunity to share best practice and generate ideas. What do we mean by coordination and control? Coordination can be defined as how we organise and pattern our bodies in movement terms to achieve a goal, for example catching a ball. That results in a movement solution. Control is about how we apply sensory and movement systems that manage the movement solution, for example the way we decide which muscles and joints need to be used to catch the ball. Both elements are affected by environmental factors, like the size of the ball or the space we have to move in. When it comes to coaching, we must start by setting the goal of the task. That gives athletes a very clear idea of what they need to do. They can then explore movement solutions to achieve the goal. Coordination and control are made up of a number of components: rhythm, timing, speed, accuracy, and degrees of freedom. Each has a specific effect on how the final movement will be carried out, and each can be affected by anxiety or pressure. Rhythm is about pattern, about regular recurring motions like a swimming stroke or golf swing. Timing is choosing, judging or controlling when something should be done. It can be affected by a number of factors, like the athlete's movement preferences, or coupling, for example matching the timing of others you're playing or training with. Speed and accuracy can play off against each other. Increase speed and you could decrease accuracy. For example, a hockey player might rush to take advantage of an open goal, miss time or miss-hit their stroke and lose their shot. The idea is to develop both elements together. Degrees of freedom refer to the joints applied in a specific movement. In some cases, certain joints are frozen and others brought into play. We learn to change those we freeze and those we move depending on the movement required. In early movement, we typically freeze certain joints to simplify solutions. Then as we explore and recognise new possibilities for our coordination and control, we alter our solutions through the degrees of freedom involved. Take a simple activity like walking. As a baby learns to walk, they will start by only using the hip joints and will freeze out the knee and ankle. As they become more competent and confident, they'll gradually progress to using their knees and ankles in the movement solution as well. It's important to remember that fewer degrees of freedom don't necessarily make for simpler movements. An accurate golf putt, for example, may mean the freezing of a lot of joints and very few degrees of freedom. As coaches, we need to bear in mind that our athletes have to learn to freeze and include joints depending on the movement they're trying to achieve. You'll find some computer animations in the Combined Skills section of the Sports Scotland app that show some examples of degrees of freedom in a range of movement solutions for simple activities. Coordination and control can also be affected by pressure and anxiety. This can, for example, cause unwanted freezing of joints, which can have a negative impact on skill. When we're working as coaches to develop and improve our athletes' coordination and control, it's key to vary our practice, to let athletes explore different movement solutions with varying rhythms, timing, speed, accuracy, and degrees of freedom. That way, they get used to varying their movements to suit different circumstances, and are better able to find different ways of achieving their task goal, or in other words, the desired result. It helps to remember the acronym STEP, which stands for Space, Task, Equipment, and People. Change the distance between athletes, or between you and your athlete, or that they have to cover in their exercise. Vary the way you want them to perform their task. Pass a ball to the right, then the left, then with both hands, then underarm. Change the equipment they use. A bigger ball, a heavier club, a smaller target. Finally, add or remove people, set opponents or allies, change normal working partnerships, have them train with another team. It's all about showing them how they can adapt coordination and control to suit different circumstances. We hope you found this video useful, and it's given you an overview of some of the theories about coordination and control. For more information, please book on to your free Sports Scotland Coach Connect Coordination and Control Exploring in a Sporting Context workshop. In the meantime, here are a few things to consider. Think of an activity in your sport. Do you know the degrees of freezing required to carry it out properly? How could you apply STEP to vary practice of a specific activity in your sport? Where would rhythm and timing be important in your sport? Thanks for watching.